on the back. The reserves, John Joyner and Andy Gregory. Well, Mike O'Donnell, an enterprising couple of teams set up for a classic first test encounter.
Well, definitely, Tony. There's not going to be much between these two teams today, and especially in the backs, the New Zealand backline. Most of them have played in England. I think I'll let the crowd give their reaction first. They look very fit, Tony, don't they? The side, the Great Britain side, big forwards, and
in the opinion of most spectators, that has surprised a lot of people, the fitness of this side, even compared to an Australian side on hard grounds. They are very fit, led out by Brian Noble, number 9, the hooker and captain, wearing a blue headband today. He normally wears a red one. But you'll be able to pick the two hookers. New Zealand's Howie Tamati coming out onto the paddock now. And a good reception from a crowd which has been kept a little smaller than it would otherwise have been by the weather. But still a good crowd. Great reaction from the crowd here at the end of the New Zealand national anthem. Looking at the two sides, the Kiwis older by about 3 years on average, slightly heavier, slightly taller, and with a little more test experience, about 10 tests as opposed to 8 on average. The referee today is Kevin Roberts, the man who refereed Sydney's grand final last year. This is his first test match. But he certainly knows what the heat of competition is. If you've refereed a Sydney Grand Final, you'll know how to handle the pressure of a crowd. One of the key men today, Kurt Sorensen, the younger of the Sorensen brothers in the side. He and Olsen Filipaina, a lot expected of them today. There's Olsen Filipaina playing at standoff today.
Just a 15.5 stone. He'd have to be one of the biggest 5/8 to ever play for New Zealand in modern time.
They say Wally Lewis is a big, strong man, but Olsen Filipaina, as you said, 15.5 stone. Twice voted, 2 years in a row, voted the hardest man to tackle and the hardest tackler in Sydney League, and that's no mean statement. And another man who will be one of the keys today, Charlie Shane Barley.
Yes, Shane Barley's got a lot to prove today because he's under a big threat from Clayton Friend, so would really have to have a top game today to keep Friend out of the rest of the series.
Interesting to look at the ages of the New Zealand side. As we said, they're slightly older than the Great Britain side, whose average age is 24. But there are 3 or 4 members in the New Zealand side. Seems to be a tradition in New Zealand Rugby League that they never get to 30. A lot of them 29 today, or so they say.
Once you get a little bit older, Tony, you never want to get to 30 because the selectors probably won't pick you then.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's about 3 years in a row that we've been getting told by some of these players that they're 29.
Yes, I even think Kevin Tammany's older than me, but he disputes that fact.
You notice the Aucklanders getting a big reception from the crowd here. Of course, a composite team. 4 of them play for Hull, a couple from Sydney, and some local players good enough to get in this side. It's a bit of a shame that the ground is not hard and fast, because I'm sure everybody was expecting a very fast open running game, particularly the Great Britain side, after the pressure games that they've had with Australia's great forte of defence. Fred Arcoy, captain today, playing in the centres with James Luluai, and what a lovely combination that must be.
Oh, yes, that's a brilliant combination. Those two know each other's play so well. Fred the setter up and James the finisher, and I think even with these wet conditions, we'll still see some fun from these guys.
James Luluai, the man called the finisher because he does finish moves so well. Very, very seldom makes a mistake on attack.
Yes, I think the first 5 minutes, the first 3 or 4 tackles is going to be on. There'll be no prisoners taken out here today.
Olsen Filipina to start for New Zealand.
They'll put it deep and try and keep the Poms down there in their own 22.
Test match is underway. The big deep kick to Mick Burke. Burke putting it straight back again to Gary Campbell, safe underneath it. Campbell running it up. Expect hard, uncompromising tackling from both sides in the opening minutes of this game. Dean Bell. Howie Tamati waiting. In his usual place, playing dummy half game. Dane Sorensen. The Kiwis are going to run it at him. Howie Tamati flicks it on to Kevin Tamati. Kevin Tamati with a huge reputation in England, the outstanding player in English League this year. A bomb from Shane Barley. Chasing it up, Owen Wright's up there. Mick Burke well held.
That was a brilliant kick from Barley. He put it up there and gave his players time enough to go up there, but Burke was equal to the occasion and took it back. So it's a drop out from under the post. That was a brilliant kick from Barley. We can see the tactics. He's going to be kicking from both sides, on attack and on defence.
Gary Campbell coming up again. He'll run into the line. David Hobbs, number 8 for Great Britain. Howie Tamati. Shane Varley changing direction. Dane Sorensen pushing off one tackler.
Yes, he's got his forearm down well then, and uncompromising stuff.
Howie Tamati trying to go it alone. Kevin Tamati running up outside him, not quick enough. McGann flicks it up to Owen Wright. Dane O'Hara, first mistake of the match.
Yes, he wasn't expecting him at this level of football. He should have caught that ball.
So Great Britain in possession now. 5 tackles left. David Hobbs, big prop forward. Neil Holding. Noble loses it forward. Possession again for the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, hard luck for Dean Bell outside him. Great Britain in possession again.
Kurt Sorensen really split him up there. He ran wide and they let him run. He's got too much pace for that.
Even on a slippery ground like today, you can see the pace of Kurt Sorensen. A man who even at 16 stone does 11 seconds for 100 metres. McAdams.
Just spot the gap, then he was nearly through it.
Noble. Great Britain captain, Brian Noble. It's the kick. David Hobbs. Just an indication of how slippery the ground is there. Dane O'Hara sliding a good 5 or 6 metres.
Yes, it's obviously a lot wetter than we first thought, Tony. It's quite soaking.
Kevin Tamati. And the kick from Campbell. Testing Burke. Burke's safe. Mallory Hanley.
The tackle, he won't be able to go far tackling like that today. The Australians let him run, but I don't think these guys will.
Noble. Hobbs again. Hobbs being used a lot to run it up. Oh, good running from Neil Holding. He's caused the gap. Kiwi's right on the fence now. Who's back to cover it? Dean Bell picks it up, trying to run it out from his own 10-metre line.
That's brilliant stuff from the young winger. Perfect position for a winger. Cover your fullback at all times.
Shows you how dangerous these Great Britain players are, given a yard to move. Neil Holding splitting them wide open. Kevin Tomedy.
Yes, they're very dangerous around the play the balls, and Holding comes straight through a big gap there.
Kemble. Hanley running back for it. He's knocked it back. Burke's there. He's out. Owen Wright right up on him very quickly, putting him out.
Good kick by Campbell. Made 50 metres of that kick. The techniques are pretty obvious now, Tony. It's going to be kick and chase when you're in a defensive position.
Pretty much all you can do on a paddock like this.
Just wait for the opposition to make mistakes.
Get it up and inside a route. Too fast observation on each other's goal. First one down now. First one down. Stay up.
Midway halfway and 22-metre line in Great Britain territory. Shane Varley up there very quick. Just his opposite number.
First scrum and tight end to Great Britain.
Wrong with the Kiwi tackling so far.
Yes, the referee ruling that he played the man after he called Howell in the tackle. And, a technicality, but I suppose it's in the rules.
So Great Britain now with a chance to run it out of their own half. 3.5 minutes gone in the test match, no score. Kevin Tomedy, the tackler. Ellery Hanley. You'll see Hugh McGann and a lot more tackles today too, I'm sure. Hanley well held by Kevin Tomedy.
Gap. Actually, New Zealand were lucky then because there was a gap out wide. There's a 2-to-1 situation, but it was a bad pass.
Centres, the Great Britain centres, the Kiwis are going to have to watch very carefully this afternoon. Mumby and Gary Schofield. Shane Varley. Mike Smith to stand off for Great Britain. Olsen Filipina. Kurt Sorensen losing it forward. Very slippery ball out there.
Yes, Iron Wright came from an offside position then, and that is why we have a penalty for Great Britain. But, the New Zealand forwards are trying to throw it wide and run onto the ball, but maybe the conditions today will dictate them to do something else.
Good kick. Right up inside the Kiwis half now. See what Great Britain can do with their 6 tackles. David Hobbs running it up. Noble waiting. Noble going himself. Change of direction. McBurke up there, but well held. Howie Tomedy and Kevin Tomedy right on him. Better running from the Great Britain forwards. They're going to have to tackle better than that, the Kiwis, right on their own line in a dangerous situation. So Great Britain right up on attack now. Ellery Hanley waiting.
That was a dangerous situation for New Zealand then. A couple of missed tackles. Owen Wright missed his man, and in those circumstances, inside your 22, you cannot afford that. These guys are adept at getting the ball away in the tackles. It was a let-off for us then.
Shane Barley leading the scrum. Kiwis have it. Dean Bell. Who's going to have a go at outrunning Ellery Hanley? Cover was there. Shane Barley waiting. Hugh McGann. Howie Tamati. And the kick from Kemble again. Get themselves out of trouble. Ellery Hanley running back for it. Mick Birch has covered it. Hanley picks it up. A little assistance from Shane Barley to Owen Wright there. Hanley tackle. Holding. Once again, splitting it open, looking for support. Who's back there? Mick Adams it was who made the initial break. I wonder if Dean Bell is going to get penalised for the tackle.
No, I don't think he is. That showed you Dean Bell come across. First 10 minutes of the game, he saved 2 try-scoring situations where it was a brilliant tackle. He come across a little high maybe, but it was a try-saving tackle. Well done, Dean Bell.
Well, just looking at it again, have a look at the next tackle from Dean Bell. It was high, but not deliberate, and really not terribly dangerous. Certainly it was effective in stopping the try. He's being talked to.
Yes, I think the referee's has ruled a knock-on, so it'll have to be a scrum and New Zealand feed. But in the first 10 minutes, Great Britain have looked the most dangerous of the 2 sides out there. They've had a bit more of the ball, but
not really a lot of cohesion in this Kiwi side yet.
No, they were trying to play open football when they've had the ball, so they've got to sort of put it together yet, but it's early days.
Great cover defence by Dean Bell on 2 occasions now. Mistakes total by each team, 5 on Great Britain's behalf and 3 New Zealand mistakes.
Yes, that's high amount for the first 10 minutes, but it showed you Great Britain have had more of the ball as well, even though the mistake tally is higher. We should win this one.
Riley's got it. Olsen. Oh, that went awry. Schofield comes down with the ball.
That was a bad mistake by Filipano. It was the first tackle, and he's inside his own half.
Here's Drummond. There's a danger man they've got to watch. 10.6 for 100 metres, and he's got a black belt in some form of martial arts as well. Holding flicks it out wide. Mumley. Good tackling, Fred Arcoy. Mistake by the Englishman. Went forward. Brian Case it was.
Yes, New Zealand had a chance to gain advantage, but they knocked it on as well. The ball is very soap-like out there now.
Shane Barley, and another tight head to Great Britain. That's 2 they've had. Oh. Fred Arcoy, the opportunist.
Yes, he was nearly in the clear too. He was just on the wrong foot.
Dane Sorensen losing it in the tackle.
It's a pretty heavy tackle on him by Burton as well. Shoulder charge.
Certainly the Great Britain side looking more like a side. Still offloading the ball to Mick Adams.
Yes, they're not stopping the ball. They've got to stop that ball.
Once again, Fred Arcoy up very, very quickly. Hobbs. Adams still getting the pass back. Little kick, perhaps a late charge. Kemble's under it and safe. Dane O'Hara.
A good run by O'Hara, showing some of his old flair and pace.
Kevin Tamati. Howie Tamati waiting. Varley flicks it on. Dane Sorensen.
We've got to control the ball a little bit better. We're keeping it tight, make ground. Because we haven't held 6 tackles as yet.
Varley. It's not a bad kick. Is he going to find the line? No. Des Drummond keeps it in. And Dane O'Hara up there quickly for the tackle with James Lillaway. Burke.
Mick Adams is 32 years of age, number 13 for Great Britain. Has been involved in a lot of the play, and he's making breaks around there.
Both props, Hobbs and Case going well as well.
Oh, overlaps on here.
Ellery Hanley coming back inside. Still flicks it back, keeps it in play. Chris Burton knocks it off.
That was a dangerous situation again. Dean Bell made sure of his tackle. He's given Hanley no respite out there today.
When you consider how dangerous the two Great Britain wingers are, Ellery Hanley and Des Drummond, neither Dane O'Hara nor Dean Bell has given them an inch to move in today.
And so far in the game, and so far, O'Hara and Bell have looked a little better what they've done.
Hanley. Olsen Filipino with the tackle.
That's one player I'm sure he wouldn't run past, is Filipino.
Little chip through from Holding. That's going to find the line. Nice kick. So Great Britain well up in the Kiwi half again. This is where they have looked dangerous. They've been close enough to launch an attack. Yes, on a couple of occasions, they've split the defence wide open. Varley. Olsen Filipino bumping off the tackle, getting the pass away. Campbell flicks it through to James Lillaway. Back inside to Dean Bell. Filipino.
Yes, well, I wonder what he's going to do here. It's about 34 metres out. Will he have a shot at goal or not? It's right in front. But whether Olsen has the confidence to kick with a wet ball from this position, I don't know.
You've only got to have a quick glimpse at his thighs to know that it's well within his kicking range, but on a day like today, "15 minutes gone in the match, no score."
Yes, Filipino just showed then why he's been renowned for his bump. When he runs into a player and puts his big hips into them and just stands for sprawling. He showed that then by taking on 2 or 3 players, taking them out of the game and still passing the ball.
So a chance for the Kiwis to get points on the board through Olsen Filipino. Just outside the uprights.
And the touch judges have ruled that the English player took the ball back over the goal, so it'll be drop out under the post. That was a good kick by Filipino. Had everything except the direction, but it couldn't have been far away.
"18 minutes of play gone, 0-0 in the first test." Fred Arcoy. Burton attacking. Dane O'Hara. Dane Sorensen, should I say. Kevin Tamati on the burst. And that's where they need to use him. Howie Tamati. Through Varley. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, lovely pass to James Lillaway. And he'll score right out of the post.
Magnificent try.
Superb pass. Delayed just nicely, and and flicked in front from Kurt Sorensen, and that is the man's forte. And James, the finisher, there to finish it off for the Kiwis.
I'm just going to say, Tony, nearly 20 minutes up. Kurt Sorensen hadn't been in the game. But there he comes, runs outside Varley, took it in, gets his hands around the man, and there is Luluwai again. Beautiful finish that he is under the post.
Look at it again, the pass put up beautifully. James Luluwai, that's why he's called the finisher. Stuff like that is bread and butter. He's on the spot to take a pass at pace. Beautifully set up, Kurt Sorensen. And Olsen, with half a step back, puts easy points on the board. 6-0, the Kiwis lead after 17 minutes of the game.
Well, that'll do their comps no end of good now. So far in the first nearly 20 minutes, the Great Britain side have looked the better. They've done all their attacking, but the first time New Zealand get up in any position to get near the line, they've scored a wonderful try.
Holding with the restart. And that's why Kurt Sorensen is so famous. His ability to set up passes for somebody else to run up. Getting Bell away. Good running, Dean Bell.
Can't do any wrong today, Tony. He's having a magnificent game.
Kiwis right up on attack now. Shane Varley flicks it outside. Owen Wright. Dane O'Hara there can't hold on to it. Varley goes back and tidies up.
On all cylinders down. They got that little bit of confidence. They're really playing the skills that they all have.
Dean Bell, the man of the moment. A little bit of a limp there.
Well, that's one back against the head to us.
Shane Varley going back inside. Holding has him. Hugh McGann. McGann looking for ground to run. Howie Tamati. Dane Sorensen. Watch, see Owen Wright running up there right beside him. Waiting to run off him. Kevin Tamati. Oh! Olsen Filipina coming through.
Yes, if he had to control that ball, Tony, that would have been another try under the post.
Couldn't quite finish it. Same setup.
Same setup. Yes, Kevin Tamati took that on well, turned his body around, popped it up, but Filipina couldn't control it.
Gary Campbell. They're going to run it at him all day. Campbell losing it, regaining it. But I think it went forward.
Yes, that was a strong tackle on Campbell then, and forced him to drop the ball.
So the scrum down right on the 22-metre line in Great Britain's territory. Rather untidy scrum feed. Differential penalty. They can't have a shot. Gary Campbell. And the rain has started falling again. Campbell looking for the line. Right on the 22-metre line. Kiwis with a chance to set something up here. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati. Kevin Tamati.
I think Kurt Sorensen's getting ready to come with... Oh, no, there's been a knock forward there. But Kurt Sorensen got very deep in that movement. He was going to come outside Varley again.
Great Britain trying to run out of trouble now. They really look as if they've had their confidence knocked just a little by that try. They were looking good very early on. Hard tackle from Kurt Sorensen and Hugh McGann. Gary Schofield, about the second time he's touched the ball. The chip through. Running back there is Dane O'Hara. Not looking as though he's under a lot of pressure. Going to link up with Kemble. No, he's going to run it himself. Good tackle, Des Drummond. Red Arcoy, nowhere to move. Howie Tamati. Hard tackle from Schofield. Dane Sorensen. Very difficult to get into the tackle and then get the pass away to offload, particularly with the ground as greasy as it is and the ball as well. Hanley. Hanley running out of one, running out of two. James Luluai finally gets it. Holding. Still getting the pass away. Hanley in there. Loose ball. Kevin Tamati dives on it. Kiwis in possession. Red Arcoy. Howie Tamati. Dane Sorensen.
Dane Sorensen getting through a pair of work. He's taking that ball up, taking 2 and 3 men on every time. It was a bad call there. It was meant to go back to someone to kick it, but no one expected it.
A lazy catch. Red Arcoy. Campbell. Hanley couldn't take it first time. Dives on it. He's going to run it out, but not very far.
Yes, the New Zealand men coming forward had to keep it within a 5-metre radius of him until the kicker put them onside.
Burton, I think it was, losing the ball forward. Red Arcoy's got it. Owen Wright. Well, they're not giving him any room to move. Dane Sorensen. Takes a bit of putting down as Dane Sorensen.
This is really showing his class out there today.
Howie, Kevin Tamati flicks it back into Kurt Sorensen. And they learn very quickly that you've got to wrap Kurt Sorensen right up in a tackle, lest he should get the ball away. Olsen going to find it back inside to James Luluai. Luluai with an inch to move. Howie Tamati. Barley, the kick. Burke's under it and safe. But they've made good ground, the Kiwis. Great Britain now got to run themselves out of trouble. Des Drummond. Case. Prop forward. Holding, flicking it on. Hanley. Well, I think Ellery Hanley has discovered today that Dean Bell's going to give him nothing. Kurt Sorensen flicks it on. Hugh McGann looking to get the pass away. A little tardy, caught in the tackle. Kurt Sorensen. And gets the pass away this time to James Luluai. Luluai with O'Hara outside him.
Yes, they haven't been able to wrap Sorensen up so much today.
Dane O'Hara. Red Arcoy. Owen Wright outside him. Wright loses the ball. Coming through was Campbell trying to tow it on. And Dean Bell once again. Right up there. Smack bang into the tackle. Great Britain once again running it around and throwing it around but going nowhere.
A wonderful spot tackle by Luluai coming in there. Stop the movement dead. Great Britain really don't know what to do. They're getting bogged down their own 22. They don't kick it. They're not making much yardage running it. They've lost their fire they had in the first 10 minutes.
Campbell, as ever, back in position. James Luluwai. Harvey Tamati. Dane Sorensen. A little bit of softening up going on in there. Barley out to Kurt Sorensen on the burst. And Kurt Sorensen, look at the way he gets that ball away again.
It's one of the Great Britain second rows threw an arm out there, but it's to no effect.
Olsen Philippinen still standing up at the tackle. They're still flicking it around the Kiwis. Hugh McGann decides that he better come back to the whistle. An indication of probably more of the weather conditions than anything else. 12 mistakes from Great Britain, 11 from the Kiwis. Scrums have gone 5 to New Zealand, 4 to Great Britain, but Great Britain have got 2 tight heads. Burke running in the line. Holding, flicking it on. Bumpy. Holding. Wide again. Hanley. Losing the ball, and Dane Sorensen has it for the Kiwis. Dean Bell. Dean Bell has found a gap every time he has run with the ball. Hold right. James Luluwai couldn't hold on to it. Dane O'Hara in there to tidy up, but it's gone forward.
The New Zealand side are playing with a lot more confidence than the British side now, Tony. For the start of the game, they were doing all their attacking, but now when they're getting the ball, they're lacking the confidence they had before. They're throwing passes, no one there. They're not running onto it as they were. New Zealand are doing all the things right.
Referee not terribly happy with the way Neil Holding is feeding the scrum. Shane Barley up quick with the tackle on Holding. Curtin trying to run it himself. Holding. The rain comes down again. You can see just how slippery and muddy it is out there. Referee Kevin Roberts keeping a very close eye on these scrums and how they're fed. Well, I guess you call it a tight head, but really stolen by the halfback. Here's Gary Schofield with a yard to move. Outside of his Hanley. Careful the tackler. Great Britain trying to run it up now. There's Drummond. Right case. Right up in Kiwis territory now. And they find a gap to get through there. The Kiwis have been working hard in the last 5 minutes. Is their defence going to hold?
Yeah, Schofield hasn't been in the game much, but when he got that ball, he showed amazing acceleration for the wet ground. And he was through that gap, and it was nearly a try. Only
between the two wings, Hanley and Drummond, and centre Schofield, it really is the danger area.
A lot of pace there.
Shane Barley. Fred Arcoy getting the pass up, and Dane O'Hara. What a dreadful day Dane O'Hara's having.
Yes, with these wet conditions, we're probably trying to throw 1 or 2 passes too many, maybe, especially in those positions inside your 22. Best to hang on to it and take it and put a long kick down.
It's just the kind of background you need, though, for Dane O'Hara to suddenly get fired up and inspired.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
He's a professional. He doesn't like making mistakes. Difficult as it is out there with a wet ball.
Well, Well, he's not the only one making mistakes, obvious by that shot.
Hugh McGann, as ever, very quick to loose ball.
That's the name of the game. Keep the ball down there.
Kick from Kemble, Hanley tidying up, and once again, Dane O'Hara makes the tackle. Dean Bell up there, so quick.
He's got the number of Hanley today. He's got his number. Good run by Mick Burke. He brought it out. Midway 25 and halfway.
Dean Bell is having such a good game. It's pretty rugged stuff out there in the slippery conditions. Once again, the drop pass because of the slippery ball.
The rain's coming down even harder now than what it has been all day, and the puddles are starting to form on the field. Very unfortunate. But the game has been open and flowing considering the conditions.
Considering the conditions, it's been amazingly open.
Yes, I'm sure the New Zealand side would have preferred the firm ground equally as much as the Great Britain side, if not more.
Great Britain have made 17 handling mistakes so far to New Zealand's 13. Scrums favouring Great Britain 8-6. Barley waiting for it. And he's got it, and he's going to stay there. Hugh McGann. McGann still running. Barley waiting. Very wet out there at the moment. Dane Sorensen.
Dane Sorensen having a fine game, a fine wet weather props game. Taking that ball and seldom loses it.
Kevin Tummany offloading to Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen loses it. Burke for Great Britain. And they've lost it. James Lillaway picks it up. Shane Varley wants to get things started quickly. They want to take full advantage when they've got a little advantage through a breakdown and play, the Kiwis. Kevin Tummany, he thought the tacklers were closer than they were. Taking a bit of rehearsal, that move. Dane Sorensen.
It's the last tackle. The ball will have to go up in the air now, and they'll be all up there.
Who's up underneath it? Hanley steps out of play with the ball.
Yes, a fine kick by Coy then, because it made Hanley take it back dead, so it's a drop out under the post. We get the ball back, we're in attack position.
Kick from Burke.
Oh, well taken, Gary Kemble.
Kemble runs it up, and once again, the Kiwis on attack. Howie Tummany juggling it a bit. Kevin Tummany. Back to Howie. Dane Sorensen waiting. Shane Varley flicks it on. Olsen Filipina gets the pass away. Fred Arcoy is there. Great try. Two tries to the Kiwis.
It just shows you the strength of Olsen Filipino. Very similar to the first try where Sorensen went through. Filipino goes through around the man, pops it up. Fred Arcoy is ever backing up. Nearly comes down, but managed to regain his feet and go over.
Have a look at this again. Shane Varley flicked it out to Olsen Filipina. Filipina, that's why he's in the team, because he can still offload in the tackle. Fred Arcoy had enough momentum to carry him there. Nicely finished. New Zealand leading 10-0. Yes. 27 minutes gone in the first half.
Yes, Fred Arcoy, he positioned himself beautifully off Filipino then, and he got in the right position between the two English players. And he made it look so simple, but there's a lot of skill involved on his part.
Olsen Filipina once again. He set up the pass, made the try, converted it. 12-0.
Makes you wonder sometimes, Tony, how guys like Filipino and Kurt Sorensen can only play second grade in Sydney. Must be a personality catch. It cannot be on ability.
Well, Fred Arcoy was in the same boat.
Yes, did right. I don't think Great Britain can realise what's happened to them. I think they're more confident than what the score shows now.
Howie Tamati.
12-point lead in a day like today with the way the field is a big lead.
Dane O'Hara. Kurt Sorensen. Well taken by Olsen.
Magnificent.
Dean Bell out there.
We saw the class of those two players then, taking tackles and still passing. Good passes.
Dane O'Hara. Fred Arcoy with the kick. Again, trying to test Hanley. And stolen by Hugh McGann. Once again, very fast, a loose ball anywhere.
Kevin Tamley made that. He come across and hit Hanley very hard.
Olsen Filipina. Well, it's almost unbelievable, the confidence of this Kiwi side and the amount they're flicking it around in conditions like today's. Good pass from Shane Varley to Kurt Sorensen, back to Varley.
Shane didn't know where to go then. He was sort of surrounded.
Hugh McGann. McGann with a dummy and running it himself. Kevin Tamati was inside him. Kevin Tamati. Varley flicks it through. Fred Arcoy. Arcoy with the kick.
Arcoy's really placing those kicks well. They're not going dead on the full with it. The English side have to put them dead themselves and therefore have a drive out under the post.
Perfectly placed, because in rugby league, if you're forced to put it out in touch as the defending side under a kick like that, then you don't get the 22 dropout. It's underneath the goalposts. Once again, the Kiwis in possession.
And Kevin takes it back, right back to 22.
The half-time hooter is gone. That is half-time. Great Britain being beaten at the moment at the end of the first half by 2 Kiwi tries to 0. 12-0 the Kiwis lead, and getting a great ovation as they go off into the dressing room, where Graham Lowe, I'm sure, will have some words of wisdom for them. After 18 minutes, a try to James Luluai, converted by Filipina. After 36 minutes, a try to Fred Arcoy, converted again by Olsen Filipina, whose kicking has been on form today. Mistakes at this stage numbering 19 for Great Britain and 14 to New Zealand, an indication of the conditions. It's still raining. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
Well, 12-0 to the Kiwis over the Great Britain Rugby League Lions at half-time. The second half has just begun as we rejoin Tony Palmer and Mike O'Donnell live at Carlaw Park.
Back with us live now at Carlaw Park for the second half, with the Kiwis leading Great Britain 12-0, 2 tries to 0, and certainly looking the better side. Both teams have new jumpers on. Very, very wet and muddy out there. They certainly would have needed the new uniforms. And for a little while at least, we'll be able to see the odd number.
That's another scrum to Great Britain. The scrums are now 9-7, but the important thing is there's 4 tight ends to 1, which is very surprising with Howie Tamati being the hooker.
Olsen Filipina trying to make the tackle. Still gets the pass away. Chris Burton. Brian Case flicking it on back. David Hobbs. Hobbs has certainly been one of the workhorses in the first half. Well tackled by Kurt Sorensen. Noble. Trying to get it out wide. Great Britain to those wingers. Hanley. Gone back. Bit of a struggle for the ball. I think Olsen Filipina is going to come out with it for the Kiwis. Back it's Kevin Tamati. Kiwis have possession. Dane Sorensen, who has been the workhorse all of the first half, taking that ball up every time. Olsen Filipina. Howie Tamati. Shane Varley flicks it up to Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen loses the ball in the tackle. Great Britain in possession. Schofield waiting. David Hobbs has been used in the same role as has Dane Sorensen, running that ball up every time.
That New Zealand tackling still uncompromising, isn't it? They're putting them down hard.
It's a very confident Kiwi side, but the defence has been good.
Here's that Great Britain side. They've had the ball for 4 or 5 tackles now, and they've done nothing with it.
Good. Sorensen picks up an easy ball, flicks the pass away to Howie Tamati, but he can't hold on to it.
Great Britain took them for 5 tackles there, and they really only made about 10 metres. There weren't too many of the players there who wanted to run with the ball.
Well, I think everybody suspected before this match that the pace of the Kiwi forward pack would be too much for Great Britain. But I think everybody who had that opinion considered that today's weather would be the leveller. It hasn't been. The Kiwi pack has just been too quick. Owen Wright.
Good run there from Owen Wright.
Dane Sorensen once again taking it up. Howie Tamati. Kevin Tamati. Hasn't been as explosive as we've seen him before, Kevin Tamati. Kurt Sorensen flicks it up to Owen Wright. Nicely timed pass. Hugh McGann outside him, goes back inside. McGann holds on to the ball. Mumby the tackler. Kick from Shane Varley. There's Drummond under it, can't hold on to it. Went back, not forward. So Great Britain once again trying to run it out. 10 metres out from their line. Holding. Throwing Case. Hobbs. Had a good game today, Hobbs. Kevin Tamati picks it up after Fred Arcoy got in the way. So the Kiwis getting muddy very quickly again. Dean Bell losing the ball in the tackle. Howie Tamati tidies it up. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati waiting. Owen Wright. James Lillaway. Well, they've got to make sure of putting James Lillaway on the ground. Kurt Sorensen once again with a nice pass. Hugh McGann. Shane Varley waiting. Kevin Tamati. Kurt Sorensen. Dean Bell. Well, the battle between these two today, Ellery Hanley and Dean Bell, it's been amazing. Dean Bell has played superbly. Certainly thus far in the match, my player of the day.
Yeah, Ellery Hanley, he was the star of the Australian section of the tour, scoring several tries in the test matches, 70, 60 and 70 metre tries. But today hasn't been his day.
Oh, Dean Bell has certainly had his measure. He's been up so fast. I'm sure Ellery Hanley, every time he gets the ball now, is listening for the footsteps.
The Great Britain side don't really look like busting that Kiwi defence. They haven't, towards the end of the second half and so far into the first half and so far in the second half, they haven't really looked like getting through.
come out the middle. Kurt Sorensen comes away with the ball.
Another bad mistake by Great Britain. First tackle, dropping the ball.
Barley flicks it out. Owen Wright.
Playing with a lot more confidence, Owen Wright, in the second half.
Owen Wright and Hugh McGann ranging out very wide. Owen Wright was still looking to get that pass away, but well wrapped up. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati. Barley flicks it through. Olsen Filipina. Nice little chip through. Hanley and Burke. In amongst the puddles, Burke finally forces it. And I think, Mike O'Donnell, that Great Britain have suddenly woken up to Olsen Filipina.
Yes, they're putting two men on him. They're going low and high. That's the only way you can stop him. You've got to get round his legs and put someone over the top to stop that ball, because he's so powerful. He can get rid of it in most situations.
Olsen Filipina. The man who initially, when he went to Australia, played first grade for Balmain, but has languished most of this year in second grade. Apart from last week when he turned up in first grade again and had player of the day. Olsen Filipina flicking it on, Fred Arcoy.
There's actually, Filipina's meant to fly out tonight and play for Balmain tomorrow in a club game.
Shane Barley. Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen flicks it out. Hugh McGann. McGann right near the line. Can he go it himself?
A very strong run from McGann.
Kurt Sorensen trying to burst through. Howie Tamati waiting. Shane Barley with the kick. Too far.
Well, of all the kicking that's been done today, that would be the worst of them, because the rest have been superb kicks from Barley and Arcoy. But I suppose 1 out of 10 or 12 they've had today to go like it did then is not such a bad effort.
It's interesting, Shane Barley, his tactical play is so much a part of this Kiwi side. Chris Burton and Kevin Tamati having a little struggle there. They know each other well from English League football.
They're going to have to kick it soon, because they're stuck inside their own half. They're going nowhere.
Still trying to use that same method to break the tackles, but the Kiwi tackling's been pretty sound. Certainly no obvious weaknesses there. Owen Wright trying to take the ball off him. Olsen Filipina has the ball, running it up himself, looking for support. Got a big line-up outside of Olsen Filipina. Makes the ground, keeps possession. Shane Barley flicking it wide. James Luluai, the characteristic running style. Fred Arcoy. Arcoy can't find his way through.
They're playing as if it was a hard and fast track out there. They're really throwing it around and running on that ball with pace and precision.
Kurt Sorensen, again, the player getting a lot of attention. 3 tacklers on him. Luluai waiting. Howie Tamati flicks it up to Dane Sorensen. Dane Sorensen trying to bust through. So near yet so far. Barley, they're going to run it this time. A little double round, comes back with a kick. And they lose it back again.
Oh, that was a superb kick from Filipina then. It was a double round from Barley, and Filipina kicked it back into the box and nearly caught them off guard. Hanley just happened to fumble it over the dead ball line.
These tactics from the Kiwis of just lobbing hand grenades at them are working perfectly.
Yes, well, look, they're back. Look, they're in a attack position, and there is Filipina away again. 15 metres from the line.
Barley. Hugh McGann up there.
Strong tackle, but
quite legal.
Quite effective.
Dane Sorensen. The Great Britain tackling's not too bad. Kevin Tamati gets the pass up. Gary Kemble, the fullback, up there, but he loses possession in the tackle. So Great Britain with a chance again to run themselves out of trouble. Holding.
Well, they should kick it. Kemble's out of position and then making no headway, and they're losing the balls. They should kick it downfield. see.
Olsen Filipina on the spot again, flicks it up to Varley. Varley putting it wide, Kurt Sorensen. Hugh McGann outside him. Sorensen losing it in the tackle. Dean Bell there too. I think the comment has been passed that Kurt Sorensen and Olsen Filipina didn't do that much in the first half, but what they did was superb.
Great Britain, I cannot understand their tactics of playing it down here because they're fumbling the ball and they're not making any ground when they're running.
Mike Smith, standoff replacing Tony Myler today. James Luluwai has the ball. The Kiwis in possession again. They seem to be getting possession so easily from the breakdowns. Dane O'Hara, nowhere to go. Howie Tamati. Great Britain really seem to have assigned themselves a tackling role in the second half because they're not doing anything in offence, really.
Yes, a 12-point lead at this stage is a big lead.
Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati waiting. Fred Arkoy with the kick. Nick Burke trying to take it on the run. Gary Schofield tidies up, but Burke missed that completely.
Yes, Burke's normally so safe under the high ball. He misjudged that quite badly, but he had back up from Schofield.
Looking at the way both sides are playing this match, what a match it would have been on a hard ground. Case back to Holding. Holding just manages to keep possession.
Fifth tackle, they must kick it this time.
Little chip through. Charlie Varley can't hold on to it.
Oh.
Kevin Tamati chipped it back and Gary Kemble was there.
That's what you call teamwork.
Dean Bell. Kevin Tamati. Dane Sorensen. He's really been the mule today, Dane Sorensen, and he's done it well. Owen Wright.
Yes, the referee ruled that the Kiwi players went through and acted as a shepherd and or a dummy. Owen Wright ran behind them.
Adams. Hugh McGann and Shane Barley, the tacklers. Mallory Hanley being brought into the play a little more. In fact, both wingers coming in to centre field. Holding, losing the ball. And Dane Sorensen picks it up for the Kiwis. Hugh McGann.
The play's hardly moved outside the British half.
Fred Arkoy.
The last 10 minutes or so. New Zealand applying all the pressure now.
Kevin Tamati losing it, regaining it, and it went forward.
Kevin Tamati's having a very good game today. He's taking that ball, and like Dane Sorensen, although playing a little bit looser, that's more his style of game. He's really grafting as well.
Well, Mike, Great Britain certainly need tries, and they don't even look like scoring them.
Oh, they don't. I really don't understand their tactics, playing down where they are.
Dean Bell.
He's a player of the game so far. He's really had an outstanding game.
It's a great roar from the crowd, does Dean Bell, because he's one of the local players here.
Referee, Mr. Roberts, penalised Drummond, was it? Coming around to play the ball. This will give us a chance to work one of our rehearsed moves for a penalty. See which one they do now.
Howie Tamati with the ball. Dane Sorensen. Sorensen taking it up. They're only 5 metres from a Great Britain line. Kevin Tamati.
Yes, nice. Filipano's going to come back here to the left, I think.
Kurt Sorensen. Was one of the moves to have Kurt
Yes,
come back.
Filipano's out here a little bit wider too. There he is now.
He wasn't far away.
Not far away.
Just a couple of metres from the line now. Hugh McGann trying to go. Right on the line. Howie Tamati flicking it out wide. Dane Sorensen with the kick. Shane Barley's up there. They put it out again.
Yes, no, that went over. And that was a good kick, but just a little bit too far. Yes, New Zealand player deemed not back 10 metres from where the English player holding tapped the ball. That is the reason for the penalty.
Pressure, pressure, pressure from the Kiwis. This Great Britain side looking a little lost in the second half. They came out very fired up in the first 10 minutes. But really, they haven't looked like scoring a try in the second half.
Now, it'll be a flash of individual brilliance to get them the try. They're not really doing anything constructive that looks like getting them a try.
And like in Australia, they have relied greatly on Schofield, Drummond and Hanley to get them out of trouble when they're right on the fence. Just inside Great Britain's half, trying to run it out. Good pass.
Yes, Mick Adams has looked one of their better fours today. Be able to slip a tackle and get that long pass in. Well, they're over the halfway. Not by much, but they are. First time in about 15 minutes. Oh, no, out in the full. That was a bad kick.
So they come back to scrum.
New Zealand's feet and hopefully our ball.
Tight heads, remember, favouring Britain.
It's not so bad. Back to 4-3. It was 4-1 at one stage, but Howie Tamati has got several back this half.
Kevin Tamati it was, just getting a little attention.
Mud in the eye, I think, Tony.
He's okay. Great Britain ball.
Another tight head.
5-3 to tight heads favour Great Britain, but it doesn't do them any good because James Lillaway's got possession back for the Kiwis.
Yeah, Smith threw a bad pass there.
Nelson Filipino. Ball going back.
Dane Sorensen from the game ball. He got the ball back then, it went backwards.
Ryan Case penalised.
Penalties at this stage favouring Great Britain by 5-4. The referee, Mr. Roberts, has let the game flow very well.
Not a bad kick from Gary Campbell. Once again, we might see a rehearsed move here. Kevin Tamati looking around in all different directions.
Yes, McGann was the runner then and he nearly got through, nearly broke.
Kevin Tamati, Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen through!
No try.
Oh, Kurt Sorensen appealed to the referee.
Yes, Mr. Roberts was right there. It looked from here that he may have forced the ball, but Mr. Roberts was there and no try.
Schofield.
There was another sign of Kurt Sorensen's immense strength near the goal line.
Shane Barley and Fred Arcoy to tacklers there. Kurt Sorensen, so dangerous on the burst. And a beautiful passer of the ball.
Oh.
A comedy of errors here.
Yes, it's getting a little bit...
Very, very
bit out of
slippery
hand.
ball, slippery ground.
You can only feel for the players out there under those conditions. Look, there's another one there. It really is. It's really extremely difficult under these conditions with the ball the way it is.
All the more reason why it's astounding the way the Kiwis have played this game.
Oh, it's been unbelievable.
fact, in mistakes, Great Britain have had 30 handling mistakes and the Kiwis 23.
By normal standards, that's unbelievable, but under these conditions, acceptable.
Shane Barley just diving on it. Hugh McGann, like he's got roller skates on.
He tripped himself up there.
Dane Sorensen. Owen Wright juggling and still holding on to it and still looking to get his pass away.
Oh, very good tackle.
Trying to run Olsen Filipina into position. Kick from Fred Arcoy, and that's another beauty.
3 metres from the corner. Bounces it out. Beautiful Fred Arcoy.
How ironic that there has been a claim of poor goal kickers or a lack of goal kickers in Kiwi teams in recent years. The tactical kicking today has been superb.
Yes, and so many of them have been doing it too, and they've all done very well. But they're the conditions for the day. Great Britain haven't adapted to those conditions, and that's why they're not in this game.
Hanley tidying up, gets the pass away.
But they're going nowhere.
Mick Adams.
They've got to kick the ball. I just cannot understand why they want to play it down there. There's no one bursting through. They don't even look like getting it.
Great Britain still trying to run it out. Hanley. Of these two wingers, Hanley and Drummond, we haven't seen much at all of Drummond today, who's the quicker of the two. They've played it to Hanley quite a lot. Dean Bell. James Luluwai. Howie Tamati. Howie Tamati still full of energy. Very, very fit man. Dean Bell. Howie Tamati. Hugh McGann waiting. Dane Sorensen. Barley flicking it through. Olsen Filipina.
Turnover, 6 tackles. Automatic ruling after 6 tackles. You have to give the ball over to the opposing side. That's what happened in that situation.
Something that should never occur in a test match, but under conditions like today's, it's perhaps acceptable.
Yes, when you're 12 points ahead and you're keeping the opposition there, 22, I think it's probably not a bad tackle.
One of the very few times in the game we've seen Des Drummond.
Yes, so why they persist down there, they should kick it on the first and second tackle and play the game New Zealand's half.
Kiwis ball. Barley flicks it up. Olsen Filipina takes the tackle. Hugh McGann. Well, the ground really is a quagmire out there. Kevin Tamati. And still the Kiwis are flicking it around. Sign of the confidence in this side. Nice little double round for Kurt Sorensen. James Luluwai. Dean Bell outside him, goes back inside. Dean Bell still flicking it on. Fred Arcoy's picked it up. Still live. Dane Sorensen. He's found again.
Good tackle by Mick Burke there. They've just said try to Sorensen. Burke did a nice low tackle.
Kane O'Hara trying to use his strength. The Kiwis once again right up on the line, but Great Britain possession.
Yeah, it was a turnover then, 6 tackles. That was oh so close to Sorensen then.
Hugh McGann knocking the man off the ball. Fred O'Coy picked it up.
Yes, Graham Lowe must be feeling very pleased with himself so far with the performance of this New Zealand side. He took a punt on when he named Olsen Filipano at stand-off half, but it's really worked out, and this team is fired with him in that position.
Schofield slipping out of Dane O'Hara's tackle, almost away with an inch to move. Those very dangerous wingers for Britain. Again, it's the only way they're going to get out of their own half. So up into Kiwi territory now, and perhaps they can get away.
He won't get away.
And that great battle between Dean Bell and Ellery Hanley continues. Bell had the last word on that occasion, but Great Britain still in possession. The only time in the second half they've looked even promising.
Well, put the ball up now. It's the last tackle. It's got to go in the air. But not like that. That's no pressure at all. Campbell there to tidy up. Campbell's had a very good game today. He's not once been out of position. He's come on that back line and made some very good tackles and takes the high ball.
Kevin Tamati. I think you just about need a snorkel and flippers out there. Dane Sorensen.
These are the tactics. Put it back.
Burke underneath it and safe.
Good tackle there by Huey McGann coming across.
30 minutes gone in the second half. New Zealand leading 2 tries to 0, 12-0.
Again the tackle with Owen Wright.
Great Britain, I'm sure, have already established that they're doing nothing by their prior tactics in their own half, and they're trying to flick it around a little more.
Yes, well, got 10 minutes to go. I don't really think they can win this game. New Zealand have to make a lot of silly errors now. They're just too professional for that.
There's might be...
They let through. The referee was on the spot.
Might have been a runaway try.
It's the only chance it looked like scoring.
An indication of how greasy and grimy it is out there. Have a look at the referee.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Roberts, the Sydney referee, has had a very good game. There's only been 10 penalties in the game, and he's been very unassuming and let the game run.
He has let it flow very well, particularly in these conditions with untidy ball a lot of the time.
Oh, yes, he's played a lot of advantage where he could have pulled it up, but he's let the game go, and it's been for the benefit of the game and the spectators.
Holding puts it out on the roof of the railway stand.
Well, here we go. Now, what have they got planned here? The stakes by Great Britain.
And Kurt Sorensen comes up with the ball.
After the tackle be made by Dane Sorensen.
Howie Tamati. Campbell with the kick.
That's a good kick too.
He's testing Vic Burke. Hanley.
Oh, well, brilliant.
Good running.
Oh,
He might be away. Ellery Hanley. Hard matter stuff.
Oh,
Takes it
well.
back inside. And
Gary Kimball, a beautiful tackle. He showed him all the way. He knew he had support on the outside. He put him in a touch with a fine tackle. Well done, Gary Kimball. Well, that shows these great Britain players, you can't write them off, especially Hanley. He's a matchman in his own right. He stood up. He stood up Dean Bell then and ran round him. The only mistake Dean Bell's done all day, but Hanley is a classy player.
So what can Great Britain do from here?
Well, there's only 4 or 5 minutes to go. We'll take it a couple of times, New Zealand, and we'll put it deep.
That really is the only time in the second half that Great Britain have looked close to scoring a try.
And it wasn't through team, it was only through the individual brilliance of 1 or 2 of their players.
And a good cover defence tackle from Gary Campbell, who's had a superb game at fullback. Never been caught out of position. There's Drummond, who really has featured very little in this game.
This is going to be interesting for the next test, what Graham Lowe does, with if Mark Graham is available, who he drops, because the guy he's brought in to replace Alan Wright's had a fine game, and Huey McGann's had a fine game as well. I don't think there have been any changes in the other positions, because everyone else has played.
Oh, nicely stolen, Shane Bell.
He's so nippy around there.
Owen Wright. No, I don't think he could drop Owen Wright, and it'll be interesting to see too if there's any change in the wingers, because remember we have Joe Ropati waiting in the wings.
Yes, but on today's performance, no one's done anything bad. The conditions have been hard, and it looks like it's going to be a winning performance. I don't think Graham Lowe would make holeless bowlers changes like that.
The only likely change is if Mark Graham is available,
well, he's
recovered from his injury for the second test.
Well, if Mark Graham's available, he's obviously got to go in. There's no doubt about it. But a little bit too deep then. Tap 22.
But the old theory probably applies in league as it does in any other game. You don't change your winning combination. And certainly I can think of no positional complaints today. Just 3 minutes to go in the game now. New Zealand leading Great Britain in the first test by 12-0.
Actually, it's probably time to think about a player of the day. And in my opinion, I think Dean Bell stands out in his own.
I would agree with that entirely. Dean Bell, certainly our player of the day. The official one is picked by a whole collection of journalists in the press box. I'll be surprised if they don't come up with Dean Bell.
Yes, at 22 years of age, with Huey McGann, they're the youngest two on the side. They both had 5 games, especially Dean Bell.
So the Kiwis right up inside the Great Britain 22. Dane Sorensen, the workhorse. He's worked so hard today. See if the Kiwis can manage another try in the dying moments of this test match. Certainly they have dominated it. Kurt Sorensen. Back up to Gary Campbell.
Ulster Philibana standing out wide, and the ball's going that way, and we could be off another try just before the end.
Philibana flicks it out to Hugh McGann out wide. They've got him covered.
They dropped the ball too. Hard tackle by Drummond, and the ball was dropped.
Great Britain still trying to run it up. Not really making a lot of ground. Even when they have thrown the ball around, they haven't really gone far forwards.
It's been very disappointing with the English midfield backs. They had big raps on it, but they haven't really performed like today, like our guys have. They've been very pedestrian. They haven't run onto the ball and showed much flair when they've had the ball in their hand.
The kick.
Oh, Campbell
running up into the line, loses the ball. Great Britain in possession.
Yes, it was on there too, Campbell. He just got to have the overlap created for the Aha out in the wing.
Drummond. Kiwi winger. Back inside, nice pass. Schofield was up there and waiting. England. Great Britain trying to throw it around a little more now. Handley trying to play it through him. Mumby.
Try to take Olsen off and put the other guy on, or is it going to wait for Scotland play?
They're going to run it.
Clayton Friends on the sideline, ready to come on. Varley must be coming off.
Holding, looking it back the other way. Chris Burton can't get through. A bomb here would probably be their best option. Still running back inside, really no direction.
I think a bob will be their only option. They don't look like getting through this defence of the New Zealand side.
Smith. Schofield, a little chip through. Can he get up there in time? Dane O'Hara's back.
Oh, that was...
And finally, Gary Kemble puts it out.
Yes. I think they missed the first time, and just the second time in, they put it out.
And a big cheer from the crowd for the young Aucklander, Clayton Friend, the man who is pushing Shane Varley very, very hard indeed for his position at fullback. Has had a superb season.
Yes, the guy that's gone off is also Filipana.
Clayton Friend missing the first tackle. Finding out just how slippery it is out there. Dane Sorensen does the tackling.
And Friend played the ball. They'll put the ball out. A minute and a half to go. The game's ours.
Great Britain needing 2 tries. Scores remained the same since the end of the first half. Dane Sorensen.
His Varley's gone out to stand off half. Friend goes to halfback. The change we've got now.
Neither is unfamiliar with that position, of course. Shane Varley has played stand-off before. Clayton Friend plays halfback all the time.
It's when you come on.
There's just a glimpse of the class of this little man, tough as nails, just a youngster, Clayton Friend, who really is, I'm sure, going to be the star of the future in Kiwi Rugby League.
That was unfortunate then. The game was nearly through off a pass from O'Hara. Straightening it up nicely there.
Clayton Friend, like Dean Bell, just 22 years of age. New Zealand Maoris player. Owen Wright, a good tackle.
He's done a lot of defensive work today, Owen Wright. He's got through a lot of tackles. There he is again.
There is the final hooter. New Zealand have won the first test against Great Britain. Clearly the dominant side. Clearly the side who played the most enterprising football and had the better speed in the forwards. The Kiwis have won 12 points to 0 in the first test over Great Britain here at Carlaw Park. 18 minutes, a try to James Luluai, converted by Filipina. After 36 minutes, a try to Fred Arcoy, the captain, converted again by Filipina, who has proved his worth in this side. An indication of today's conditions more than anything else. Mistakes for Great Britain, handling mistakes, 37 of them. For the Kiwis, 28. Well, what an enterprising side that Kiwi team looked today.
Yes, well, I thought, Tony, the first test in the series, they haven't played together for a while. The Great Britain side being on tour, I thought the first test might be the game that New Zealand lose in this series. But after watching them play today in these conditions, I think if in Christchurch we get a firm ground, if hopefully we do, they'll be even better and probably be even more superior. But that's to be seen.
An amazing performance from a Kiwi side on a ground that really offered them nothing in the way of support, and they still stuck to their game plan. They kicked all day. The tactical kicking was brilliant. It put Great Britain defence under pressure on so many occasions. They capitalised with the 2 tries that they needed to get that early lead, and their confidence was right up thereafter. Almost all of the second half was played in Great Britain's half. They never gave them a chance to move, and they certainly never gave any space to those very speedy wingers and centres.
No, not at all, Tony. And I could not really understand Great Britain's plan of attack in the second half. They played mostly in their own 22, and they never kicked the ball, or very seldom kicked the ball, and they were up in the tight ends by 4-1 at one stage. So I think that was bad planning somewhere on that Great Britain side. But all credit to New Zealand, they were the best side, and we can only look forward to the next test.
I think in the next test we're going to